Now, Sports Talk with Brodes. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Sports Talk with Brodes. It's the day after podcast. You know what that means. We are going to react to the Anytime Hotline, which, oh, by the way, had record-breaking numbers this week, and this isn't the first time this Eagles season that we had hit such high numbers. So thank you so much. You know it's my favorite day of the week. As much as this team makes me want to punch my face in a billion times, there's nothing better for me to react to your phone calls. I want to hear your reaction. I want to hear the pain from you. I know that might sound crazy and like I'm a psychopath, as if I'm enjoying your pain, but to an extent, I am, because I feel the same way. So it's almost like I'm helping you, you're helping me. Let's voice our frustrations and get it out of us so it's not bubbling inside all day long. We need an avenue. We need some sort of platform to scream and rage. And this is definitely the perfect way to do it. That's how I see it. Now, I will say, I am recording this before Doug Pederson speaks to the media, so I'm assuming he's going to say something stupid. I'm assuming something dumb is going to come out of his mouth that will make me very frustrated. I will react to that as we continue to discuss the birds this week. I just wanted to throw that out there. Also, we are broadcasting live, as always, from the Manscaped Man Cave. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BROD at manscaped.com. This is a show for the people. I am here for the people. So with that being said, let's jump right into the calls.
Yeah, I thought I'd be able to get through the rest of the season and tough it out while defending Carson against all these people that are talking about bench him. But I can't do it no more, Hunter. It's time to sit his ass down, bro. This dude has lost 4 or 5 games for this team. The quarterback is supposed to be winning games for the team, and this guy's losing games for the team. I can't put up with it no more, man. My stomach can't put up with it no more. It's time to sit his ass down and let's see what Hurts can do. Period.
Okay, look, I understand that the benching conversation has clearly started. Doug Pederson was asked in various different ways post-game about Carson Wentz and sitting him down. I am willing to do anything at this point, and clearly I have supported Carson Wentz to this point, but you can't defend what he has done. I don't believe that the organization has put him in great spots. I feel they want him to fail. I feel that Doug Pederson has sucked all season long in putting him in the best spots. Carson Wentz has a skill set. Doug Pederson doesn't give a damn about his skill set. He only cares about his offense and the way he wants his offense to be, not understanding that Carson Wentz has a different way of playing, and as a head coach, you need to adapt to your quarterback style of play. He's unwilling to do that. He's unwilling to help him out by running the rock. He'll run the rock for 8 straight plays. The running back will fumble, which is an issue, and then the next drive, run. No, wait, what? No, not a run. That's right. Pass. He got pass happy. He continues to get pass happy. That's not how an effective offense works. Everyone says, Brodes, how can you be so heavy on Doug Pederson? He won the Super Bowl in 2017. He knows what he's doing. What do you think? You just forgot how to coach? Carson Wentz was phenomenal in 2017, no? What do you think? You just forgot how to play football? Doug Pederson was very solid in 2017. It is very possible for him to once be good and then now not be good, just like Carson Wentz. Just like Carson fell off a damn cliff, Doug Pederson fell off a damn cliff as well. And you can see it in this offense. The issue with this offense isn't just Carson Wentz and his bad play. It's a portion of the problem, but this scheme is horrendous. And I feel if Jalen Hurts does get an opportunity to play, you're not going to see the same offense. You're going to see different plays. You're going to see RPOs. You're going to see a different style. And guess what? It's going to be catered to the way Jalen Hurts plays. It's going to be catered to his skill set. Therefore, you might see better play. But why? Why does it seem that Doug Pederson does that for Nick Foles, does that for Jalen Hurts, if that is the case, but he won't do it for Carson Wentz? My man rolled Carson Wentz out twice. 2 times It's unbelievable. You start off the game, here's Carson Wentz rolling to his right, hitting Dallas Goedert, bang, perfect, 20-plus yards. He does it again later in the game. 2 times. That's what this quarterback is phenomenal at. Not even good. Phenomenal at. Nah, let's not do it. Let's keep him in the pocket where this offensive line is just getting toasted all game long. Let him roll. Let him buy time. And that also can give time for the receivers to get open. Because they're not beating anyone off at the line of scrimmage. And that's a huge problem. But getting back to Carson Wentz being benched, I have every damn option on the table at this point. You heard me. Unfortunately, they put Wentz in this spot. He had the chance to flip him off and say, screw you. He hasn't knocked that out of the park. He's lost mentally. And you need to blame the front office for putting him in this spot. Not supporting him. I'm shocked that they even gave him the money that they gave him, knowing how they feel about him. And I'm only basing this off of their actions. Their actions do not speak like they care about Carson Wentz at all over the last handful of seasons. It's been a nightmare. Unfortunately for Wentz, he'll be the scapegoat of the monstrous issues that start at the top.
Yeah, Brodes, I think I'm done. I'm watching the game here with about 2 minutes left to go. I literally said right before Wentz got that second interception that he was going to get intercepted. And it did. Jeffrey is freaking useless. And I'm not watching another 4 weeks of them getting destroyed. And I think we're done. I don't care if they win the division. I don't think anyone should care, honestly. I don't think anyone should care about this team. I don't think we should care. We don't deserve to watch this crap.
We might not deserve to, but knowing how we operate as a fan base, we are going to sit through the pain. And I will give you a ton of credit if you do walk away from this team knowing that you're done. If you said, screw it, I'm not watching this team ever again this season, I'm jealous. I wish I could do that, but sadly for my job, I can't. It is a chore I am forced to watch. It's horrendous football every single Sunday. I don't look forward to it at all. There was a time where the NFL was fun. It kills my vibe for the whole entire weekend. After the game's over, you have Colts, Green Bay, you have Dallas, Minnesota, you have a Sunday night game. I can't even get into it. What was it? Chiefs, Raiders, phenomenal football game. I have lost the entertainment of NFL football. They have crushed the sport for me. That's how bad it's been. I am devastated. It's like I'm devastated and in shock at the same time that they have fallen off to this degree so quickly. And it starts with the dysfunction all the way at the top. Yeah, you know what? When a football team looks like this, and this is the product that you get every single week, it starts with the head coach, but it's even a bigger problem than that. This team was a failure from the start. And we all questioned a lot of the moves. And we all questioned a lot of the pieces, a lot of the holes. And all of those problems that we were thinking, this might come back to bite them. Well, it's happened. But since the quarterback play has been so trash, that seems to be getting overlooked as if a new quarterback fixes this team. A new quarterback doesn't fix this team. It's a spark plug. It definitely creates a new energy or buzz for a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, you don't have a good secondary. You don't have a good linebacking core, regardless of what Alex Singleton did at some points throughout this game and what they did to this run game. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. The secondary, the linebacking core, not good enough. Your wide receivers can't beat guys off the line of scrimmage. Your offensive line sucks. Jason Peters was so bad. I have the stats for you, by the way. Let's get to what he provided. Let's see, where are we at here? I had it up. Of course, every time I have something up and I start to record. Good, yeah, not even popping. That's phenomenal. What? Come on, I hate when this happens. All right, screw it. Oh, here we go. We got it. 3 sacks, 3 hits, 7 pressures yesterday. Just getting destroyed left and right. There were other things that were discussed too. So after the game, Brandon Graham was asked about Doug Pederson potentially benching Carson Wentz and his confidence in the Eagles quarterback. This is telling. All right, we know Brandon Graham. We know how he is as a teammate, as a locker room guy, as a leader, specifically on the defensive side. But in general, in the locker room, he is a big presence who has a very vocal voice. I'm confident in whatever coach wants to do and in whatever they figure out on the offensive side. That ain't got nothing to do with the defense. So hearing him say, I'm confident in whatever coach wants to do, when asked about if the quarterback should be benched, that's not very supportive of Carson Wentz. That's almost supporting the opposite and saying, look, if they want to bench him, we all support the benching. If that's what's going to help the offensive side of the football, let's do it. And I can't argue at that point. And I can't argue sitting here today. Carson Wentz has shown you nothing, and he's giving you benchable football, unplayable football, the worst quarterback in the league type football. If he didn't have that contract, it's a no-brainer. That guy wouldn't sniff playing time. But they gave him that contract, which if you want to rip this front office, if they knew and if they didn't believe, let's say this, if they didn't believe in Wentz, giving him that contract made no sense, and that's another area that you can totally rip the front office. Now, they went out and got Jalen Hurts in the second round. We thought that that was the dumbest thing in the world. If they anticipated that Carson Wentz was going to be one of the worst quarterbacks ever, then they somewhat reversed their problem. They went with the mindset of, okay, we made a mistake. Let's make up for this mistake by going out and getting a quarterback we believe in the second round. We all ripped them. We all went crazy thinking they wasted this pick. They possibly could have supported their mistake by, or not supporting their mistake, but, bouncing back from their mistake by going after a guy they believe in. Is Jalen Hurts ready to rock the NFL? Well, I highly doubt it. They can't even get him into a package where he can throw the damn football. It's read option every single damn week. So I highly doubt it. I can't stand this entire organization. That's what I know.
What did I tell you, bros? I am all fucking out on Wentz, man. I have been 100% out, and I was right. I keep calling in. I keep bashing this clown, this washed-up fool that is Carson Wentz. And I appreciate it. You keep putting me on your show, and it's much appreciated. Get your Manscaped, fellas. Great product. But you keep putting me on and disagreeing with me. You're like, no, it's not Carson Wentz. It's not this. It's not that. And there's a lot of things wrong with this team. I agree with you. But Carson Wentz was it. He's trash. He is garbage. I want him off the field. I want him benched, and I want him thinking about his actions, thinking about how he can get better at this game. Because this season's over. I don't care about this season. I want Wentz to get his head out of his ass. Secondly, screw you, Carson Wentz, and hopefully, because I think this is the week where you're going to start to agree with me about Carson Wentz and the Eagles franchises, that everyone's going to start to agree that we got to look at some alternatives here.
This is where I have the issue with your thought process. Right now, yeah, you are right. Carson Wentz has been trash, and he has played abysmal this season. But the slander that you have right now and that type of voice and that type of frustration that we hear, that was being said for 4 seasons before this one. This is the first time he's ever played this bad. And it's this bad, okay? No one is denying that he is playing benchable football. But that type of tone that I heard towards Carson Wentz out of you in this phone call, I heard it last year, I heard it the year before, I heard it the year in his rookie year. The bashing was so insane that it wasn't really defendable. What you were saying today, I've heard for 3 seasons prior, and in that time, it wasn't defendable. You can't defend those type of words then. Now, all right, you can. But you've never seen this before. And that's why I think a lot of the Carson Wentz supporters has stood up to him to this point. Because what people have mentioned about him in the past, while some of it was valid inaccuracy and his mechanics were off a bit and sometimes he missed players, he was also making game-changing plays in the positive way. He was also being a stud and bringing the team back and having big moments and big flashes as well, to the point where I couldn't grasp why you felt that strongly towards the hate department. Now I can, but you never had it before this season. So that's why we would continue to argue back and forth. The kid is lost, though. The kid has no clue what's going up stairs in his brain. I think the coaching staff has lost him. I think the quarterback's coach lost him. He's lost. He's a lost puppy. But you know what? This is what's going to happen because it's inevitable. He's going to go somewhere else. He's going to have a fresh mind. It won't be Philadelphia, and he'll succeed. Just like Nelson Aguilar with the Raiders, just like Sidney Jones, just like Rasul Douglas. And we're going to be looking and searching for a quarterback. And we're going to be staying with this head coach, who, as much as I can't stand him, I'm not screaming to fire him right now. I'm not. But next year, he should be under fire. He's got one more full season so I can see what's up. Because as much as I rip Doug, and I say, look, outside of the Super Bowl season, 7-9, 9-7, 9-7, 3-6-1, that's been the record. That's not good football. Carson Wentz is a part of that as well. Okay, and I can see that. So it's not as if that's only Doug's problem. Carson Wentz is part of that, and he has had struggles. Never to this degree, but he's had them. I give Doug Pederson one more year after this season to see what he can draw up. Is that going to be with Carson Wentz or without Carson Wentz? Well, that's a phenomenal question.
Pathetic. Brodes, that's the only word I can use right now for this Eagles team, is pathetic, embarrassing, abysmal, atrocious, and flat out disgusting. I mean, from top to bottom, you look at head coaches, you look at general management, you look at just Doug Pederson is abysmal play calling. I mean, atrocious. I mean, there is not really one positive bright spot. Other than, I'll give, Alex Singleton was in on a lot of plays. That's a little bit of a bright spot. And maybe Fletcher Cox getting the strip sack. But other than that, not really a whole lot of bright spots here. Go figure. It's not like the whole 2020 Eagles season. I'm very disappointed. I'm extremely upset.
I can't go positives whatsoever. You know, yeah, Alex Singleton did make a couple plays. All right. Fletcher Cox did have a mano-a-mano type play against a very big-time stud offensive lineman. Swatted it out of Baker's hands. But ultimately, that doesn't overshadow what we saw from the abysmal side of the play. And it starts with the head coach. You have a team that is not prepared, that is not mentally engaged, where things are falling apart. And it is very clear to me that things are not strong right now internally. That is what Doug Pederson is supposed to be very solid at. That is his strongest suit as a head coach. When we look at Doug Pederson and we value his strengths, number one is he keeps everyone on the same page, he keeps everyone fighting, and this team never gives up. You are seeing a squad with no identity at 3-6-1 who seem to be giving up. And that is unacceptable from the head coach. One of the reasons why this team is failing is the quarterback. I am acknowledging that. I see that. Head coach is not helping him. General manager is not helping the head coach. General manager is not helping the quarterback. It's one big domino on how dysfunctional this organization is as a whole. But Jeffrey Lurie doesn't like to be embarrassed. Jeffrey Lurie is not loving this. He's not afraid to pull the trigger and make moves. I know that. This isn't any other organization. They have high hopes here. They don't like this. You're a laughing stock of football. It's not even like you're having a bad season. You're having a trash, garbage season. You're having a pitiful season. You're getting mocked. It's to that level. You're getting made fun of by teams who also blow, by the way. You're on the level of Jets, Jags. You're on that level. You are. Starts with the head coach. You don't win games when your game plan is bad. Now, I don't think that Doug Pederson was as bad as he was last game or even the Cowboys game. He was still awful, just not as bad as those games. Carson put together one of his really ugly ones, no doubt about it. Missing throws, interceptions. That play to Rager, though, everyone's talking about it, and I mentioned this on the post-game pod. Torrey Smith, and I trust him, and I value his opinion, and his knowledge, I should say, on the playbook. That's a slow-developing play that's supposed to be on the outside shoulder, not so much on the inside part of the field. So when everyone's circling, all these Twitter NFL film guys that you think you are circling Jalen Rager and saying, look how wide open he is, you don't know the actual play. And I'm going to value what Torrey Smith has to say over it more so than some of the comments down below. Unreal that we are in the position that we are in right now.
Brodes, I can't do it no more. This is bad, Brodes. I can't do it. I'm so tired of watching Carson Wentz. This is pathetic. I mean, I don't know what to say. I've backed this dude up for the longest. His internal clock is just messed up. That safety had plenty of time to make a play on it. He never took a sack there, safety there. When it was in the game, but
your phone's kind of going in and out there. I'm with you, though, with Carson Wentz. When he drops back, I don't feel confident in him at all. When he drops back and he's standing in the pocket, you're thinking, this is going to be a miserable play. This is going to be a turnover. This is going to be an interception. He might even fumble it because the offensive line is that bad and it's getting waxed all night long. Nothing seems to feel good when Carson Wentz is dropping back in a standard pocket, and that is a problem. I don't feel like he's going to be able to get the job done anymore. Fault is on him. Fault is also on Doug Pederson. It's all one. It's all coming together on why he's playing the way that he is. But there is blame on him as well, without a doubt. And I don't feel confident in him anymore to the point where I would be willing to make that type of move. I think he is just done here. It is the Markelle Fultz effect. And I'm starting to wonder, because there are players that work here in Philly. Brian Dawkins, Allen Iverson. There are players that can succeed with this type of pressure and with this type of fan base. But there is a trend. There is a common theme. People always say, like, yeah, Philly, yeah, we're the best, yeah. We're assholes. People take it way too far. And I get that big markets are going to have big pressure, and that's part of it. Either you can handle it or you can't. But there is a common theme here with how players seem to succeed other places. And I do think a lot of it has to do with the morons and the idiots who take it too far and take it to this obnoxious degree with their quote-unquote passion. Now, you got to have thicker skin. You got to have a better mentality. There are plenty of players that work in this city. Jason Kelsey, Jason Peters has worked all the way throughout his career until now. Trey Thomas, plenty of guys can operate under this type of pressure. But you can't deny the trends that when people leave here, they tend to succeed more. Just something to think about. I know a lot of people won't want to hear that one. But I'm looking at all the different ways to view this bad boy. That's one of them. He's got that Markelle Fultz syndrome, though, right now. That lost mentally, has no clue what to do. Also, what Sam Darnold said at one point. Seeing ghosts. Seeing ghosts. Now, autumn is in the air. And Manscaped is here to ensure that you don't carve your pumpkins when you're grooming. And by pumpkins, we actually mean your boys downstairs. In fact, Manscaped is on a mission to change the way you approach caring for your balls. And great news, they just released their products in the UK, Canada, and Australia. Let's not forget about their best trimmer, by the way, for your butt, balls, and body. The Lawnmower 3.0. It offers a replaceable ceramic blade with advanced skin-safe technology. Their new Weed Whacker, which helps reduce grooming accidents as well. Ears and nose hair trimmer uses the same skin-safe technology. The Crop Preserver Ball deodorant. Everyone knows pumpkin spice lattes and ball deodorant goes hand in hand. They have body wash, ball wipes, you name it. These formulations are all vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BROD at manscaped.com. All right, let's get to the next call.
Oh, my God, where do I begin? This team sucks! The O-line sucks. Wentz played terrible. The D-line sucks. No pressure at all on Baker Mayfield. Our corners besides Slay suck. Doug Pederson is a fucking moron. He's got to go. I'm sorry. He's got to go. Wentz, you have to get him out of the pocket. I mean, it's not working when he's throwing in the pocket, so you got to get him out of the pocket. Also, Alshon sucks. I would rather have John Hightower out there because at least he provides the team as a deep threat.
Alshon played very limited amount of snaps. He played like 5 snaps. So I'm with you. He shouldn't be out there. They have this mindset of we are tied to these veterans. Alshon Jeffrey, Jason Peters. They're continuing to play these guys. But at the end of the day, 5 snaps. Is that the difference? Alshon Jeffrey or John Hightower? Sure, you might have a deep threat out there for 5 more plays, but I don't know. I still looked at that game as a whole, and there was so much wrong that I don't think those 5 snaps were the difference. But it is laughable, and I mean laughable, to see the effort given by Alshon Jeffrey on that play, and the lack thereof, I should say. There's so many replays on Twitter, him trying to jump up. Oh, he's trying to go up and get the ball like an idiot! Like an idiot. I have no clue what he was trying to do there. That's embarrassing. Even if he was trying to fake it as if, oh, I care. Because let's be realistic. Alshon Jeffrey comes back, right? He's playing 5 snaps. You think he's happy. You think he's thrilled. You think he's excited. They didn't put him on the pup because they thought he'd be back. They didn't think he'd be back. They thought they could trade him. They thought they could ship his ass out of town. Then they realized they couldn't. Then they had to stick with him. They had to pretend like this was the plan all along. Calf injury after the foot injury and the illness. It's all a horrendous job by the front office, their mismanagement with the roster as a whole in terms of how they were going to use players, pup list, IR, you name it. They've always done some weird and wonky things throughout the seasons. Darren Sproles comes to mind. They have no clue what they're doing, and it's a problem. It is a problem. Alshon Jeffrey, what a loser.
Brodes, how are we? I just finished watching the Eagles at Browns. The Browns completely and utterly destroyed them offensively and defensively. The defense didn't play bad, but Wentz should be sat down. They've got to give some discipline, show them how it's going to work. And if these Cowboys win tonight, you guys might not end up taking the division. I love you. Goodbye.
You think I give a damn about the division, bruh? Come on. I don't care one lick about that division. This team stinks. This team is awful. Yeah, at one point I supported getting in, even if the team's bad. Carson Wentz, playoff experience. I mean, this guy can't even throw a pass right now. You think I'm worried about winning the division and trying to get a playoff spot? I couldn't care less about the division at the moment. This team blows. Blows. I was very supportive of experience over draft pick, and I still think that that's true, but that's with the thought process of Carson Wentz is your guy. That's with the thought process of, hey, you have your franchise quarterback, and he needs to go out there and compete at a high level in a postseason game. Now, I mean, if this guy's not it, I don't care. And yeah, Rager and some of these other players, it would be nice for them to experience it. But if they have a quarterback who can't make throws, who can't make the proper reads, overthrowing, underthrowing, not throwing the ball away at all, the offensive line getting him hit constantly. I mean, this guy's been sacked 1 billion times this season and hit 3 billion. You want to talk about injury prone? This guy gets rocked every single damn week to the point where he's covered in grass by the end because he's getting torched and he's getting waxed. And yes, some of it's on him, some of it's on the offensive line, some of it's on the receivers not getting open, some of it's on the bad play calling. Remember that 3rd and 7 play? What are you thinking, Doug? You got to read option. What are you doing? What are you even trying to do? I don't care if Kelsey's in the game or not. That play had zero business of working from the jump. But this guy gets cranked all game long. You think I care about the division when you're going through a conversation where Jalen Hurts is either going to play or is not going to play? Would the same conversation happen if Jalen Hurts wasn't selected? Would it be Nate Sudfeld or would it be Josh McCown? Would we be screaming for him? No, we wouldn't be. They knew what they were doing. And look, it worked out to what they wanted. At the end of the day, this is what they wanted. You saw the smiles on their faces. You saw how giddy they were when they picked up the phone to call Jalen Hurts, when they called to put the pick in. This is their dream. It's working out just like they wanted. I talk about how they don't have blueprints. They don't. But when it comes to getting Carson Wentz out of here, they did. And that's the one that they're executing perfectly. Do you think that that's ironic? Probably not. Probably not.
The moral of the story here is quite simple. Fuck Carson Wentz. Seriously. I don't think Doug Pederson had a good game. Our defense just pick and chose from the tackle sometimes. But seriously, fuck that bitch, Carson Wentz. I am so sick of this guy. He literally gave the Browns 9 points today with one of the worst pick sixes I've ever seen, actively refusing to throw the ball away when he has any pressure on him whatsoever. I don't know. He might have a fetish for 300-pound men falling on him or something. I am so sick of this guy. At this point, with how bad this team is, just cut your losses and start Jalen Hurts next week. He can't be much worse than what Wentz has been giving you.
All right, look, I think we're all frustrated with the quarterback. We're all frustrated with this team. But that's out of line, right? I mean, I think you crossed the line big time. I feel like I should do something and maybe take that out. I don't know if I'm going to yet. I'll see what I do when I'm done the podcast. But to me, like that's crossing the line. You went into a territory that you didn't need to do. And when I talked about how this fan base at times loves its passion and, goes over the top and sometimes you do a little too much, that is a perfect example. Carson Wentz needs to play better. Doug Pederson has to be better. And it's okay to voice your opinion and scream and rage and get all wild, F-bombs. Like, I'm here for it. There's times where I lose it, where I go crazy, where I go nuts, where I'm lost mentally just because everything is coming out with this damn microphone in my face. But I can't support that one. And to me, you're giving Doug Pederson a free pass, as if this is all on Carson in this game. I know what this quarterback is good at. This coach never, ever, ever puts those plays in. 2 plays throughout a game, that's not enough. So your quarterback is good at something. Let's not do it. Let's do what he's bad at. What type of head coach is that? And I get it. Simple plays, right? When you drop back, what type of quarterback can't hit simple plays? Carson Wentz has always been different. Every quarterback has their own identity. Carson Wentz has always been this different type of player, gunslinger, roll to the right, extend plays, make plays happen that way. He's never been that pure, standard pocket passer. He's always been fantastic on the run. And someone left a comment that I read from the postgame podcast where they stated, how come nobody's ever mentioned rolling to the right before this season? Now automatically it's something new. Have you been listening? Have you been paying attention? We've been screaming for years now, years, for Carson Wentz to be rolled out of the pocket more. Years. So you clearly just have not been paying attention.
I'm done. I cannot watch Doug Pederson call a football game anymore. I cannot watch the Philadelphia Eagles organization put together a team and put it on a field anymore. What are they doing? Doug Pederson has no clue what he is doing out there. He is confused. He is lost. It makes no sense. I can't even process this loss like I should because I'm too hung up on stupid shit like the screen pass to Greg Ward. Why Greg Ward? He's the slowest guy you have catching the ball. And that's just the most minute problem. But it's that kind of crap over and over and over again.
I'm with you. A lot of his stuff just doesn't make sense. A lot of his scheme stuff, his X's and O's, it doesn't make sense. Or at times it's very standard, it's very vanilla. Well, it doesn't build off of each other. There's no flow, there's no progression in the play calls. It's just, hey, let's go with this play, let's go with that play, let's go with this play, let's go with that play, let's go with that play, let's go with this play. While you see a Browns team have a game plan. Stick with the run, stick with the run. If the run's not working, stick with the run, stick with the run. It will eventually tire the defense out. While Doug goes with it and then goes, you know what, I'm done with it, screw it. He had 8 straight runs. So when you look at that first drive and you look at what they finished at from a run total standpoint, you use such a heavy percentage of it in the first drive, and then you barely used it. You used it with spurts throughout. It works, it's effective, and then you just don't use it, and you get pass happy, and you're so damn stubborn that you don't realize it's hurting your team. It's hurting the team. Why you would throw these screens to a wide receiver and it would be your slowest wide receiver, I would love to know the knowledge. If I could sit down one-on-one with Doug Pederson, sheesh, I don't know where I would begin. I'd be going off for hours, but that's one of them. Why, if you're going to run a screen, let's use the slowest? You know how many times he did that with Alshon Jeffrey, now that I'm thinking about it, in years past, where he would throw these wide receiver screens to Alshon Jeffrey, and we all question, why is he obsessed with this call? Why does he love this call? You're using one of your slowest guys. When you have a speed player, a young speed player, and Jalen Reagor that we're all excited about. Now, let's not use the speedy guys. Let's use the slow slot receiver. I mean, to me, that's asinine.
So, Brodes, calling in here. Coming from a Cowboy fan, since I didn't get the Cowboy game yesterday, I watched most of your game. I want to see you guys win the division just because I want that high draft pick, but god damn it, you guys are making it fucking hard. Hard as hell, man. I mean, I'm rooting for you guys, and you guys still, let me down. Even as a Cowboys fan, you guys are letting me down.
Here's where I have a problem with that call. He said he couldn't get the Dallas Cowboys game, so he watched the Eagles game. Did we hear that right? Let's hear the beginning again.
Coming from a Cowboy fan, since I didn't get the Cowboy game yesterday, I watched most of your game.
Since I didn't get the Cowboys game yesterday, I watched your game. Now, maybe I'm interpreting this the wrong way. Maybe I'm not comprehending everything. But if you're a Cowboys fan, you find ways to watch your team. That's where the fraud Cowboys fans come into play. You're telling me you identify as a Cowboys fan and it's 4 o'clock and your game's not on TV, so you don't find a way to stream it? There's plenty of streaming platforms. Hell, you can get it on your phone these days. You can find it anywhere for free on all of these streaming platforms, and you're not watching the Dallas Cowboys, yet you're watching the Philadelphia Eagles. I appreciate the call-in, but do we not see that there's an issue with that type of mindset from these Cowboy fans out there? See, to me, that doesn't work. That doesn't fly. That's called a fraud Cowboys fan.
Another Sunday, another pitiful loss. I don't want to hear about the rest of the division or the rest of the schedule or anything, because it is fucking obvious at this point that serious changes need to be made. And it starts from the very top all the way to the bottom. First of all, Howie Roseman cannot be involved in football operations anymore. He has to be removed as general manager immediately. I don't care if you want to create some sort of position where it says, he's the executive vice president of salary cap operations or whatever. He needs to be gone. He needs to be removed from football operations. Number 2, Doug Peterson needs to go out and get an actual offensive coordinator that will call the plays. We are such an underachieving team. We are so much better on paper, but we're just underachieving.
I don't know, though. See, this comes back to a topic I brought up in the past. Are we that much better? We're using Travis Fulgham, who was exciting, but let's be realistic. He's been shut down the last couple of games. Would a better quarterback put his numbers back up? Maybe. I saw him drop a couple 50-50 balls that he was accustomed to making in the weeks past where we thought, hold on a second, do we have a legit stud at wide receiver? Travis Fulgham, I mean, what is he? What is he? Greg Ward, you don't change because of a nice slot receiver who is reliable in the slot. Like, yes, there's value in that, but that's not the difference in this lethal, insane offense. You got to be able to find ways to get insane chunk plays. Greg Ward isn't really that guy. If you're trying for him to be that guy with wide receiver screens, well, you're in some trouble. Jalen Reagor, very raw, still has a lot to learn from a wide receiver standpoint, whether it's mechanics, beating guys off the line of scrimmage, route running, when it comes to catching the ball. There's so much in play that you need to learn at this level. He's not there yet. So when I look at this, yeah, Miles Sanders is awesome. Doug Peterson doesn't run the ball enough, and he has a fumbling issue. Are they that good? On paper, these names are okay names. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have this great team. I've been seeing that with the Mets for years. Mets on paper every year, oh, they should be good, they blow. With the Eagles, yeah, you know what? On paper, they should be better than this. But are they? Are they? I don't know. I feel like this is what they are. This is who they are. This season, this is what you're given because this is the team. I don't know if they're underachieving. Injuries are playing a role, no doubt. But there's so many problems on top of the injuries that I can't just say, well, hey, if they weren't injured, they would be a playoff team, a legit playoff team. They're almost a playoff team now by default because the division's so bad, but an actual playoff team. If they're not injured, are they a playoff team? Well, I mean, people are trying to throw at me, well, Brandon Brooks wasn't hurt and Andre Dillard wasn't hurt and this guy didn't get hurt. That happened months ago, before the season even started, to the point where you had enough time to operate and be able to fulfill those holes and fulfill those needs and build something that could be better. You're going to have injuries in football. There's no way you're going to be a team that never has injuries. You're not going to be 100%. You put stock in a lot of money in an Alshon Jeffrey and a Deshaun Jackson who hasn't been able to complete 16 games in 3 billion years. All right? You're lucky to get 10 games out of him a year. Well, since he gets here, you get 3. You get 1. You get nothing. You get nothing out of the guy. So injuries play a role in why they are where they are, but there's so many other flaws that I can't go down that road as if, hey, without the injuries, this team is fine. They might be a little better. Doesn't mean they're fine. And that's the big conversation I like to have with Doug. Everyone says if you have a new quarterback in this system and they hit the throws that Carson Wentz is missing, Doug Peterson's offense works. Well, define works. His offense has always been very average, except for one season. So what does work mean? You're 8-8? 7-9, 8-8? Is that works? Well, if you're satisfied with that, then fine. Yeah, nobody's saying that a quarterback who hits the throws that Wentz is missing would make this offense worse. But if you're looking at the cap of this offense, what is the cap of the way that Doug Peterson calls games? 2017 was different. Yeah, I saw him work. I saw him change his offense, RPO. He adapted. He's probably going to adapt to whatever quarterback comes in next. For some reason, he'll go down a road of simplifying the game and making it work to the strengths of the new quarterback, but he won't do that with Wentz. And that's where my blood gets boiling. That's where I can't understand. Why are you willing to go out of your way for Nick Foles? And realistically, I see it happening with Jalen Hurts. But you're not doing it with your franchise guy. Well, because they want him to fail. It's that simple. I need to let you know about my friends at DraftKings. They have brought their expertise to legal sports betting. It's a legitimate sports book based right here in the U.S. So you can rest assured your funds are totally secure. DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is safe, secure, and reliable. Deposit and withdrawal at your convenience. All new users have a chance to earn a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when signing up using promo code BRODES. Head to the app now and check out all that they have to offer, including player props, live betting, and so much more. Also, Orbit Energy and Power. With over 20 years of experience in the solar industry, they are home to your solar experts in residential and commercial projects. They are dedicated to making sure your project is completed easily and properly by using high-quality materials and trained professionals to get the job done right. They also provide water purification systems, backup energy services, battery storage, and more. Their information is down below in the description. Very frustrating, very annoyed, yet very conversational. I don't see this conversation going anywhere. A lot more reactions to get to, so we will be continuing to talk. I want to react to Doug Pederson's press conference. I want to hit on more of these phone calls. So many more to go. Sheesh. Love it. So be prepared. Still some Sixers to talk about. Haven't gotten into the Dwight Howard stuff yet. I will do that. So be aware. Lots of fun topics coming along the way. Although the Sixers is fun. Eagles not so much fun. But we need it. We need this to express ourselves. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you next time.